Good evening, everyone. Baxter Cribbs here with you once again of BaxterCribbs.com. Doing a little live video for you today, continuing from yesterday. I actually think I did that on my profile page, but today I want to ask the question of you as I did yesterday, and that is, what can you do to change the world? You know, because many people think, well, there's not a lot that I can do to change the world. I'm just one person. I mean, after all, you know, there's billions of people out here. How can little old myself change the world? Well, there's a list of things that I learned over the weekend that people can do. And if I turn the question around and say that if you want to change the world, and I hope that you do in some degree, then the statement is out there that says, if you want to change the world, become the change in yourself that you want, that you seek in the world. And so what can you do to change the world? And there's two things today to talk about. Number one is that we can forgive. Now, that's a very difficult thing for many people. Kind of laid out here, you see I got a mosquito flying around my head. Because forgiveness is I just can't do that, and they can't bring themselves to do that. And forgiveness is one of the best things you can do for yourself and for the world, because when you don't forgive somebody, including yourself, for something that is going on, then you're holding a power over them that says, I'm going to keep you down. I'm going to hold you back. I got the power because I'm not going to forgive you. And you can do that to yourself as well. If you don't forgive yourself, then you can also have that same thing, and you hold yourself down. Now, what is forgiveness? Well, rather than try to define it for you, as you know, you might go to Webster's and you go to the scriptures and you find you a Greek word and find out what it means and all those good things, which we can do. I'd rather give you an example, okay, and then show you how well that's understood in other realms, or in realms in this world out here. And that is, in the scriptures we find a story, and I don't mean that word as in a story. Let me just tell you a fable here. A true story about Joseph, who was the son of Jacob. He was one of the first sons of one of his favorite wives, okay, because Jacob had 4 wives. You know, living in the Middle East, and back in those days, that was something that they did. Well, being his favorite son, he treated him a little bit differently than he did the rest of them. And as the story goes, and I'm going to give you the abbreviated form, is that he gave Joseph a coat of many colors. You know, in other words, it was a fabulous looking coat that he just wore, and everybody loved it, and it just showed he was special to Jacob. So Joseph had a dream. He had a couple of dreams, actually, and both of them meant this very same thing. As he went and told his brothers and his father about that, and it was about wheat and sheaves and about the stars and the moons. And basically what Joseph said, he said, I had this dream, and it's saying that y'all are going to be bowing down to me. I'm going to be in charge. Now, did any of them know what that meant at that time? No, I don't think they did. Had no clue where that was going to take them to. But they got mad at Joseph about that, called him a dreamer and so forth, and became very cruel to him. And at one point, the brothers were going to kill him. And what they did, they threw him in a well. And when a band of Midianites come by, they dug him out and sold him to the Midianites. Took his coat of many colors, dipped it in blood, and went back and told their father, he's been eaten by a wild animal. Now, Joseph lived over in Egypt. He got put in prison and several other things while he was there. I'm trying to give you the abbreviated form, okay? So long story short, Pharaoh over there has a dream. He don't know what it means. There's 2 people down in prison with Joseph that had dreams in the past, and Joseph told them what they meant, and they came to be true. One of them was still alive, and he told the king, He said, there's a man down there that can tell you that. So they brought him forth, and he told him, you're going to have 7 years of good, 7 years of bad. And King ultimately said, okay, you know all this good stuff. Let me put you in charge, and nobody else is going to be under you or above you but me. So Joseph did that. So a famine finally came after 7 years. Joseph stored up all the food and so forth. Those brothers and his father had to have food. They came to him. They didn't know it was Joseph. He disguised himself. Until one day, when he finally could no longer take it and he had to reveal himself to them. And then they were afraid. Oh, wow, now look what we've done to him. Look at the power he has. He's now going to take it out on us. He's going to kill us. And he told them, you know what? He said, don't worry about that. That was not your doings. God put me here so that I could bless you today. Sorry about that. And so in essence, he was saying, you couldn't have changed the past. So I forgive whatever happened because I've accepted that I'm here for a reason. And those things I went through made me grow to be able to help you today. So if we look at things in the past like that, things that are in our life that we hold over other people, and we realize, you know what, the things that went on had to happen. That is the only way you got to where you are. And if you accept that and see the value in it and say, now I need to move ahead, and now I can help somebody that has been in that situation, and I can, because I learned what to do to get past that, and hopefully that you have. But if you don't forgive that, there's a barrier holding you here. And so here's the definition that the man gave, Ray Higdon gave. In the stage, he said, forgiveness is giving up on the fact that the past could have been any different. Because it couldn't. It had to be the way it was to get you to the point that you are wherever it is, whether good or bad. You made decisions along that road that might have caused it, that might not have. But forgive those people. Forgive yourself and say, now, let's move ahead. Let us make it a better world. Which now leads me into my second point, which is that change the world, you got to get uncomfortable. Now, when I say you got to get uncomfortable, do I mean that you got to take your lazy boy recliner and stick it out on the front lawn and let somebody else have it? Or that you got to walk around barefoot in the sand spurs, or, or anything like that, give up your air conditioner? No, I'm not talking about that kind of uncomfortable. I hope we don't have to go to that extreme. I'm talking about an uncomfortableness that's in us. Just as I just spoke about on the last idea of forgiveness, that becomes very uncomfortable to do when you approach somebody and say, I need to forgive you, or I forgive you, or even with yourself, when you look in the mirror and you forgive yourself. You've become uncomfortable and you've went past that point. So I'm saying become uncomfortable with the situation that you're in. I got a cup of coffee here and the kitty cat's trying to get it. Become uncomfortable with the way your life is. See, that's what I think is wrong with much of the world today, is we have become comfortable. We just get off work, we go home, turn the TV on, sit down, pay them guys millions out there to go and entertain us, and I'm going to sit here and be comfortable. And then tomorrow we're going to start complaining about the way life is. And that's what we got to become uncomfortable about, is the situation that our life is in, and say, I need to change that. I need to get better. My family deserves better. The people around me deserve better from me. Now, that takes sometimes that you have to learn new things, that you have to get in front of people you might not have. If you're in the marketing or sales field, you might have to pick up the phone more often. You might have to make videos like this. You might have to give up money that you have to go and get somebody else to give you some learning. Let me move that. It's trying so hard. To get some learning or education, a little wisdom in yourself that says, help me to get past this sticking point so that I can grow. Our world has become so comfortable where it is. And you look around and many times you will see that world is going down. And it's because we are comfortable. We are in mediocrity. Is that what you want? Are we depending upon Social Security to take care of us when we get older? We shouldn't be. It may not be there tomorrow. It really isn't there today. I'm no politician or nothing like that, but it just really is not. If you look at the people who are living on Social Security today, they are struggling to make it. And that's because somewhere down the line, they didn't get uncomfortable. They got comfortable and said, I'm just going to let come what may. My friends, get uncomfortable in your life and go out and change your world. Change yourself first. Change the environment that you're around, that you have influence over. Then expand that circle. Move further out each time. You can have a great impact on a lot of people. Just think how far a video like this could go that had some real meaning behind it. That if you was teaching people, sharing with people, showing them love and showing them how to become uncomfortable and to make themselves better for them, for their family, for their country. And then, my friends, you probably could have 2 lazy boy recliners in your house. My friends, I hope that these things have been helpful to you about how to change ourselves, to change our world. Forgive, let it go, and become uncomfortable with your surroundings and get better. Get better at who you are. Reach out to people. I hope you found value in this video today. If you have, please leave a comment below. If you would, please share it with those you think that it could be encouraged by it. And stop by and see me at my blog at baxtercribs.com. There's a few different things that are going on over there as well. Have a great day now. See you next time.